If there is one thing that through history has led to the empowerment of women more than anything else, it's clearly beauty pageants. Hey, if you guys like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, send them out, help us beat that algorithm. This week, there is big news. The Miss Universe pageant, the biggest organization that runs numerous pageants across the globe, including Miss USA, Miss Teen, all of these things, was purchased and is now under the ownership of a trans woman. Anna is this trans woman's name, and she gave a speech this week. We're going to watch it and respond to it.
It has been 70 years that Miss Universe organization ran by men. But now, time is up.
70 years it's been run by men. I'm just going to let that sit in the air a little bit because apparently that's changed.
Is the moment really for women to take the lead? Welcome to the new era of the global women's empowerment platform. Welcome to the Miss Universe organization.
So the Women's Empowerment Platform is a beauty pageant. Who is the audience of beauty pageants? I'm just curious, like when you put beauty pageants up, who tunes into beauty pageants? Is this like a dominantly viewed by women thing that is lifting them up to be the very best they can be? Because beauty pageants seem to me would always be pushing against being focused on beauty.
That makes sense to me.
External. And I mean, I haven't watched beauty pageant and I don't even remember the last time I did. Maybe sometime when I was a kid and seeing like beauty pageant and, you know, I mean, the beauty pageant that I see most often is the movie Miss Congeniality. And, you know, I mean, that's taking up a whole, whole comical take at the look of beauty pageants.
She's beauty and she's grace. She's queen of 50 states. She's elegance and taste.
But I just have this odd thought of the beauty pageant being held up as a women's empowerment thing when honestly a beauty pageant is made for the male gaze, like historically, right? Whatever you want to say they are now. And I don't know how you get past that. The reason beauty is important historically, biologically, the beauty of a woman attracts a man. It's to bring a spouse, to gather attention. If you look at nature, right, we just kind of break this down into science, there is a attraction part of the mating rituals, and beauty pageants are tapping into that same biological kind of thing, in my opinion. Maybe you disagree. You can comment below. Let's continue.
From now on, it's going to be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women. For all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism. Diverse cultures, social inclusion, gender equality, creativity, the force for good, and of course, the beauty of humanity. When I was born as a trans woman who got bullied and sexually harassed by my own teacher when I was young, plus I was not accepted by society because they did not want to embrace my differences.
So I mean, I genuinely feel bad for this person. I'm not surprised to find out that there's sexual assault in their background because that's common across the board. Sexual assault is rampant. And part of that is because our culture is obsessed with sexual identity, that sexual identity is the most important thing. And it's too prevalent in people's lives. It's too strong. It's become too much of their identity. So people want to satisfy sexual cravings and expand sexual cravings and heighten sexual cravings. But one of the things that I just want to like put out here is, of course, we don't want people to be bullied or, assaulted in any way or harmed. But as I look at this, I feel like this is a person who has said that they've been hurt and that they overcame that hurt by becoming wise and embracing the thing that the hurt made them into. So, like, trauma is a tricky thing. And, of course, I'm going to go against the grains of a culture and say that as we see trauma in a person's life, there are two routes that can go. It can go to damage or healing. And a lot of it depends on the way that we respond to that trauma. And then we do, we have work with people who are through very traumatic experiences and see how the Lord can use that for good, how that can be redeemed. But we also see people go through traumatic experiences and then are just continually damaged by that and go down routes that are more damaging to them. And the whole transgender issue is not just a is it right, is it wrong, give somebody liberty and do their thing. There are medical implications to this. I mean, you look at this person and clearly the makeup and the dress and the surgeries that have been done to this person to give them the appearance of a woman are extensive. We deal with an organization in the East that there's a huge problem of ladyboys. And these are boys that are taken from their families, made to look like girls to satisfy the lusts of perverted men. This impacts the boys. Like, we've dealt with them. We see the ramifications and we see the corruption that happens in their minds. It's not just like one or two of them, it's all of them. Like, it damages them. Sexual assault damages people. And if we're healing them with things that are not giving real healing and real hope, but instead furthering the damage that's been done to them, we're not helping anyone. We're not empowering anyone.
But guess what? Thank you. I chose not to surrender. I turn pain into power, and I turn life lessons into wisdom. This stage, called Miss Universe competition, we can elevate all women to feel strong enough, good enough, qualified enough.
So, I mean, as they close that up, I mean, I can hear in their voice just the drive to overcome these things and to prove. And there's one statement made that is true, is that they didn't surrender. And unfortunately, what that means is that they embraced their pain and they lived into that pain. They leaned into that pain and they achieved, obviously, success in the world. But really the thing that helps the most when it comes to pain, when it comes to life, all of us, is surrendering to Christ, surrendering to the authority of the God who has created all things. As I look at this, as a Christian, I mean, honestly, I don't have much stock in beauty pageants anyways, but I do have a little girl. And the way that our society looks at women is important. Like, what are the values of women? Because these are going to be things, as a father, I need to know that the culture is communicating to my daughter. And right now, the person who is creating the lead empowerment platform for women is a trans woman. That's going to be problematic for our girls in the future. So, if you guys feel like this was helpful to know about things like this, like, share, subscribe. Hopefully, this equips you as you go out there. I doubt many of you guys who are watching this are, avid pageant supporters and watchers, but but we should be aware of what's going on in the world around us, be aware of the forces that are being loosed to influence our children, to change the way that we see men, women, family, the values and the purposes of being here alive on earth, what we're living for. So, stay in tune, stay in touch with the things going on around you and respond appropriately. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next video.